Good day, everyone. My name is Christian Paraginog, and today I will be discussing two more principles of clear and effective writing: avoiding dangling modifiers and keeping paragraphs short. So, both of these strategies or principles will help improve the clarity and effectiveness of your writing. Let's jump right in. So, Principle 9: avoid dangling modifiers. First, let's discuss what are modifiers. So, modifiers are words, phrases, or clauses that provide additional information about other parts of the sentence. They modify or describe another word, usually a noun or a verb, to make the meaning more specific or detailed. So, there are different types of modifiers. We have adjectives, adverbs, prepositional phrases, and clauses. So, modifiers help add clarity, detail, and nuance to your sentences. So, without modifiers, writing would be plain and less informative. So, for an example, he ran in the park. So, in the park is our modifier, uh, telling us where that person ran. And another one is because I was tired, I went to bed. So it gives more detail and context as to why the person went to bed. So, what are dangling modifiers? So, dangling modifiers are phrases or clauses that don't clearly or logically modify the right word in a sentence, so leaving an unintended meaning unclear or awkward. So they usually appear at the beginning of a sentence and are intended to describe the subject, but the subject is either missing or incorrectly placed, causing a little bit of confusion. So a dangling modifier lacks a clear subject or has an incorrect one. So to fix this, you need to provide a subject for the action in the modifying phrase. So, for example, driving to work, the traffic was terrible. So, here, driving to work is supposed to describe the person, but because the person isn't mentioned right after the phrase, it seemed like the traffic was driving to work. So, it gives off an illogical sentence. So again, who was driving to work? So driving to work here is a dangling modifier. So uh, now we added the subject I, placed it immediately after the modifier, making it clear who was driving to work. So driving to work, I noticed the traffic was terrible. So the general rule when it comes to fixing dangling modifiers is you place the modifier nearest the word it modifies. So the sentence has to clearly say who did what, who is what, and which is which. Let's have another example. So here, the sentence, to cut down on electricity bills, all lights and electric appliances should be turned off when they are not being used. So our dangling modifier is to cut down on electricity. This phrase is actually meant to explain why an action is being taken, but it doesn't clearly state who is doing the action. So it seems like it's referring to all lights and electric appliances, which cannot cut down on bills themselves. So the subject performing the action is missing. So in this version, the introductory phrase to cut down on electricity bill logically modifies the implied subject you, since this is a command. So this makes it clear that the person being addressed is the one responsible for turning off the lights and appliances to reduce electricity bills. So by omitting all lights and electric appliances as the subject, uh, you avoid the dangling modifier issue. That's why the sentence now states to cut down on electricity bills, turn off all lights and electric appliances when they are not being used. So, the best way to avoid dangling modifiers is to double check that your opening phrases directly refer to the subject of the sentence. If the subject isn't immediately clear, it's good. it's a good idea to revise it. Now we move on to principle number 10, or keeping your paragraph short. When you write, it is important to focus each paragraph on just one main idea. So after introducing that idea, you can add a few supporting sentences, but once you've covered that thought, it's time to start a new paragraph. So how short is short? Well, writing experts recommend paragraphs of no more than 150 words and 3 to 8 sentences. So paragraphs should never be longer than 250 words. So writing short paragraphs cover and you cover one topic per paragraph. So long paragraphs discourages users or readers from even trying to understand your material. So short paragraphs are easier to read and understand. So paragraphs lengths vary because you want them to be more interesting. So as with sentence length, if all paragraphs are the same size, your writing will be choppy. So there is nothing wrong with an occasional one sentence, one paragraph. Using short paragraphs is an ideal way to open up your writing and create more space. So in turn, this makes your writing more inviting and easier to read. So in conclusion, avoiding dangling modifiers and keeping paragraphs short and concise are simple yet effective ways to make your writing clearer and more engaging. So by ensuring that each sentence and paragraph serves a specific purpose, you help your readers follow along more easily. So whether you're writing an email, a report, an essay, always remember that clarity and focus are key. Thank you so much for your time and happy writing.